So that was a lot of interviews to look over. So basically, we kind of wanted just to debrief and tell you a little bit about the process behind us interviewing people.
So, Abby, what were some awkward moments?
There definitely was an awkward moment. I didn't want to put it up on the presentation because it was just too awkward. Someone actually ended up not crying, but kind of just getting a bit teary-eyed because one of my roommate's friends who are interviewed, definitely does not talk about death. You could see it in her face that she never talks about death. And I guess my question sort of took her off guard, even though I did preface her a little bit. Like, I guess she wasn't expecting the full weight of the question, particularly of what to happen to what she would do with her burial. So that was a little awkward. And she asked me not to put the footage up, obviously, so I wanted to respect her in that sense. But I definitely didn't, because we talk about it so often, and I guess I'm sort of not immune to it, but
desensitized a little bit.
I mean, I was desensitized to the topic because of this course and whatnot. So I was very comfortable talking about it. Whereas I forgot to respect. I forgot that.
To have a little like compassion.
Yeah, I know.
Like things like when we talked about the Death Cafe, like there's
Exactly.
why this stuff needs to be talked about because it shouldn't be an awkward topic.
100%. What about you? Did you have any awkward moments in your interviews?
I think it's just odd asking friends, like, you know, because like you don't really know what they're gonna say, and a lot of cremation came out and a lot of discussion. But then like my roommate was like just roll me away, and I'm like, but I don't want to roll you away. So it's just like a really awkward.
It's just interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you think that it was a success?
Yeah, I think it was a very good success in seeing that like everyone has almost different opinions on what to do and how everyone wants to be done, like cremated or buried.
That's true, yeah.
And like I think it brought up a lot of conversation later on, so not necessarily through our interviews, but I think it got a lot of people thinking. They're like, oh, death.
That's so true, because one of my roommate's friend, the same one that cried, actually messaged me a couple days ago, and she was saying how like, wow, something came up in another class where she was able to talk about the green burial, so that was nice to know.
Yeah.
I guess another question that did anyone change their opinion after you told them about the green burial? I'm actually interested to know this.
Yeah. So the only one, again, back to the roomie, he changed. So he was like, you know what, like, don't just throw me away. He's like, get rid of my organs. He's like, here, and then he's like, I would now like to be made into a tree, which like will be a link at the bottom somewhere. There you can now be made into this like egg tree.
Oh yeah, like where you, I believe it's a decomposable urn that you put your, I'm not sure if it's your ashes in. We'll discuss it in the link.
Ashes.
And you place a seed and you become a tree as well.
And then, like, you can put a little plaque by the tree and be, like, in memory of Sam and Abby or, like, whatever. And then you can be buried that way. So it's still a place where, like, your parents and loved ones can, like, come visit. And then it's still eco-friendly.
Exactly. So ultimately, the interviews were a success, and we are happy we conducted them.